Meantime, our governor, Jim Pillen, is posting this quote on social media within the past hours. You can take a look at your screen here. He says, quote, "My emergency management team and I are monitoring damage reports from the storms that moved across Nebraska this evening. We will continue to gather information and provide state resources to help with cleanup whenever possible," end quote.